I have just come to a realization that I felt was so big for me, and I wanted to share it with all of you because I think it'll actually help. So, we have discussed the concept before that if you have the ability to want something, then you instantly have the ability to be able to manifest it. And quite often we fall short on taking action. So, the thing that I wanted to discuss was I'm one of those people, I'm very empathic. In other words, I am able to connect to other people and feel their emotions. I'm also aware that if an emotion that somebody else is having triggers me, then there is something within me that is unhealed. So if you are an empath and you are the type of person that triggers your own feelings after being exposed to someone else with really strong feelings, then that is your opportunity to go, I have an unhealed trauma or an unhelpful belief system, and I thank the other person for showing this to me. So this is my realization. I am one of those people that if someone I love is upset, as conscious of a creator that I am, I can still fall, what I like to call, down the rabbit hole. So I can still fall into that helpless, I can't help you, I want to help you, I want you to feel better. If you're not good, then I'm not good. And it was something I struggled to shift. So then I did this. I asked myself this very simple question, and I urge you to write it down or repeat it a few times because it is so incredibly simple and powerful. I asked myself, what must I believe to be true for me to feel this way? And then I got stuck there. I thought, hang on a minute, they're not my feelings. I'm not feeling my own feelings. I'm aware that I may have some previous unhealed trauma that I'm still working through, but I'm aware of these traumas. So, what is going on here? But then I asked myself that question again. What must I believe to be true for me to feel this way? Yes, this is somebody else's feelings. However, it's triggering something within me. It's triggering a helplessness. So really, I stripped down the triggered feeling and I looked at the real feeling I was feeling. And that was helplessness. Oh, okay, so you being upset makes me feel helpless. And then I did this again. So what must I believe to be true for me to feel this way? And in that instance, I had a little flashback of a time in my life, and I'll tell you the time. It was when my grandfather passed away. Now, he was a very important person in my life and in my family's life. And I remember the feeling of that time being so sad. Everyone was so sad. And I was only 12. Now, I remember as a child being upset. Sure, I was really upset at my grandfather passing. However, the joy of being a child, I was able to be in the moment. I was able to play. I was able to have joy during that time, even though I was genuinely upset at the fact that my grandfather had passed. But, I would go out and I would play, and I'd play with my other cousins, my siblings. And then when it was time to go back and be with the adults were continuously upset. The adults were so upset and grieving over the loss of this beautiful human. And I remembered that because the adults were upset, that I felt unsafe. The thoughts in a very childish way were, if mum and dad aren't okay, and mum and dad are always okay, then maybe I'm not okay. And maybe this situation is worse than I initially anticipated. I never thought about that. Eventually, everybody moved forward. Everybody moved forward with their life, and I'd forgotten about it. But it had caused within me this insecurity that if someone is around me that I dearly love and they're not okay, then maybe I'm not safe. And I tell you guys, the moment I got to that realization, it was this huge lift. It was this giant moment. And I realized that after so many years of being continuously triggered by different people that I loved, and I could never get to the bottom of it, that very simple sentence allowed me the opportunity to look into it, recognize it, because I was still being governed by it. And it was so very simple, but not simple if you don't know about it. So if you have something within you that is governing your experience and you're not getting the things that you want, or you are feeling uncomfortable in a situation, ask yourself the very important question: what must I believe to be true for me to feel this way?